Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
How are you?
I'm devastated. I'm absolutely devastated.
Go on, why?
So behind the curtains moment. Was it yesterday that we recorded the little intro to the New Year's episode?
2 days ago.
2 days ago, Saturday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I left the radiator on in the office. Look at my plant.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I murdered my plant. I loved that plant.
Oh, that's so sad. Actually, it might not be dead. It might not be. What sort of plant is it? It looks like a succulent.
Look at me. Do you think I know the name of this plant?
You're upset that it's dead. You don't even know what it is. You can revive that. You will be able to revive it. It might not be dead.
Mouth to mouth.
Not quite. No.
Lots of water.
Not necessarily. No, it depends what kind of plant it is. You need to sort of try and find out what plant it is.
Oh God.
Because and then you can take a cutting off it.
Okay.
There's
I've
quite a good.
I'm sorry. I've just realised I don't care that much.
Okay. All right. I fully invested in that. I felt for you. And,
I'm kidding. Go on. I'm kidding.
No, but there's a YouTube channel. I can't remember what it's called. You can find out how to revive something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
Well,
it looks like it doesn't. From here, it looks like it doesn't want too much water. That thing. What do you think, Sarah? Do you know anything?
Yeah, I'm not that good. I'm not that green fingered, but it does look like there's some leaves.
It looks like
oh no, have those leaves come off? Are those just?
The leaves have come off. Yeah, that's what I mean.
Okay. Yeah.
And that one, that one's totally gone. Look at that. That's poor thing.
Yeah. I think just follow what Jack says.
Yeah.
YouTube. That's normally the answer, isn't it, these days?
But let's face it, there's another potential podcast on a subject we know lots about. A bit like dogs.
Oh, my plant.
That's a nice seed for an idea you've had there.
I see what you did there.
Well
done.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, that's reminded me of the thing that I was going to say to you over New Year's. We went to Paris.
Yeah, because you left us on a cliffhanger about your trip to Paris.
Well, do you know what? We've bigged this up far too much. All it was is that there was a nice little moment in Paris where we had this very nice Airbnb in Montmartre.
Yeah.
Right. And I was in this kitchen. It was very French and it was very low, very warm lighting because they had a wicker shade.
Yes.
And so there's a kind of like nice little orange glow. And everything was wooden, all the in the kitchen, all the surfaces were wooden. And I was just eating the most incredible French cheese. Grace was trying to get Wilder to sleep. So I was just on my own, on a little stool, eating French cheese in the night, in a lovely light, listening to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue.
Oh, were you?
I was listening to you on my holiday.
You just can't get enough of me, can you?
I know. I missed you, and I thought I'm gonna put on I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. But
How funny!
But the reason I told you is because I was really enjoying myself. I was actually, you know, when the voice in your mind is really loud, and I was just eating the cheese and I was listening to I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue. I was thinking, I'm just having a really nice time. This is lovely. So there you go. Thank you.
Oh, well, thank you. I'm very pleased that you enjoyed it. And I like the idea of it being listened to in France as well.
Yeah. Did you watch my stand-up special?
I was watching it on Christmas Day during lunch. I said, can we all be quiet, guys? I want to watch this.
Good. That's heartwarming. Glad to hear it. Look, because it's the first one of 2025.
Yeah.
And I thought, just to kick things off with a nice little, almost become a nice little Oh My Dog tradition, as we'd start off with a AI Jack D joke.
Have you found one?
Yeah. Absolutely. And I thought, I'll do yours, and I'll send you the Sean Walsh AI joke, and you can do it as me. Okay?
All right then.
All right. So I'm not great at I can't do an impression of you, so I'm just going to do a conventional grumpy man. I'm sorry.
All right, none taken.
No nuance. No. Right, let me just send this here. You don't read it yet. Don't read it until you're doing.
I won't read
mine.
yours. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. Good. Right. Okay. There we go. Right. So this is Jack. Please welcome Jack D. 2025. Self-driving cars everywhere. AI writing novels. And I still can't get my toaster to brown both sides evenly. Progress, they call it. I call it a conspiracy to keep me eating soggy bread.
Well, I'm as Barry Cryer would have said, there's me without a pen. Deary me. It's appalling to think that some algorithm has reduced me to, substandard stand-up rubbish. Now, I fully realise I've made a rod for my own back by even saying that in public, because that'll probably be taken out of context and used all over the place. I don't mind. I'm not. So anyway, and now it's time for the next act on today. It's Sean Walsh. I've painted myself into a corner now because that was more like Sean Walsh than McIntyre, really, wasn't it? Because I've only got one energetic kind of persona in me, but I'll try. 2025's mad, isn't it? Everyone's got these virtual reality headsets now, so realistic. I put one on last week, and for a second, I thought I had savings. Took it off, nah, still skint.
Why does it think I'm broke? What?
It just, I don't know, maybe it's got a photo of you somewhere. It is interesting that it is interesting because it's not such a terrible idea as a concept for a piece of stand-up. But what ruffles it for me, what will spoil it, if you were writing stand-up right now, you'd have to say the word savings is wrong.
Yes.
It ruins it.
Yeah.
If you said, I thought I had 50 quid. That would be better, wouldn't it? I know what, I'm rewriting stuff at a computer.
Well, what's great about it is you're rewriting it and I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
Once you finish tweaking it, I go, right, good. He's fallen for my trap.
Oh, dearie me. Well, I'm sure dog lovers everywhere are thinking they've lost the plot completely. I don't even mention dogs yet.
We haven't. I do apologise.
Yeah, so anyway.
I do apologise. Well, okay, in which case, how's Dolly?
Dolly's okay. She's fine. We're trying to. This goes on a bit. This whole story about her getting her nails clipped, but she does need to get them done again.
There. Okay,
yeah. And each time we go, we get kind of get two done at a time before it all becomes a bit too much for her. But I think we are getting to a point where we're just going to have to hand her over and leave the grooming parlour for 10 minutes and then come back. I think that's a sensible thing. I don't know what listeners with Chihuahuas would understand what the difficulty is, because their little legs are so tiny. You can't really hold them firm without thinking you're going to hurt them.
Yes. Yeah. So what's sorry, are you leaving? Is that to kind of save yourself from the...
It's just so that, I guess it's just so that they can hand over and the professionals will... I hate to even say it, but might be a bit more robust with her. I can't even bear to think of it,
Yeah.
But I mean, I trust her. She's lovely, the girl who does it. So she wouldn't dream of doing anything wrong. And we will be on hand. We'll be right there. So she will only be out of our sight for 10 minutes or something.
Okay.
I honestly, when I'm telling you this, I can't even believe I'm saying it. It sounds so pathetic. And there might be people listening. I'll get over it, No, I can assure you, with a bigger dog like Nelly, my daughter's Frenchie, you wouldn't think twice about having it done and just holding her in place, because she's such a tough little dog. You're not going to hurt her by doing that. That's the worry with it.
Okay.
And I don't want to sedate her like the vet suggested. I think that's kind of going to be traumatizing. She's quite old, you got to remember that, and that sort of thing doesn't do them a lot of good. That's my instinct anyway.
Yes.
I'd like to hear from Chihuahua owners actually what they've ever done about that. It'd be great if people are listening.
Please get in touch.
Please do. But and how's I want to hear about Mildred and Juniper.
Yeah, well, follow up on what has been a kind of a reoccurring problem with. I think I told you about it during the when we were in the studio.
Yeah,
which you guys, which you listeners can watch now on YouTube.
Yes,
nice little plug. But yeah, it really, really worrying, really distressing, and Mildred had been vomiting up frequently, a really worrying amount. And then I started, as I had mentioned, to see traces of blood.
Yeah.
In her, should we say dog or stool? I never know what to say. We know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. And
I had an emergency, a late night trip to the vet where I was so worried because Google's not Googling things. Be cautious when you're doing that. Because it comes up and it's always, it's red writing and it's always giving you the kind of worst possible outcome.
Yeah.
And so go to the vet's worried. They kind of reassure you. They say, here's some dog food that should help the digestive system. And then we tried that and things seemed to be better. Then I saw blood again. Then you're back in the vet. So in and out of the vets. With the vets kind of saying, look, we've listened into the stomach. There's no gurgling. There are no signs that anything serious is wrong. She seems like a really healthy dog, which is great to hear. But of course, what was frustrating is
it's not a very good vet who says that in that context, is it?
What
being sick and throwing up blood seems like a very healthy dog to me.
Exactly.
Anyway, go on.
Well, it's precisely that. It's that weird thing of you're being reassured, which is what you want to hear, and at the same time, your dog is still ill. So it's it's frustrating, and you don't want to keep on contradicting the vet. You go, right, that's all very well, but my dog is still vomiting.
Yeah.
So anyway, me and Grace worked it out.
Oh,
it stopped after we put an end to this problem, which is we thought maybe do you remember many episodes ago I told you a little trip to the garden centre and back, and I bought a bird bath.
Oh yes.
Do you remember this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Now Mildred loves drinking from that bird bath.
Drinking from it.
Oh no.
Okay.
You said oh no there, Sarah. I have to say I didn't realise that drinking rain would be a problem.
No, but I've just thought I've gone a few steps ahead and said oh no. But I wouldn't have thought initially. Although when water gathers in the garden in some receptacle or other, I don't want Juniper drinking that. So I maybe did have a feeling. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very toxic.
Especially with the bird bath, because birds will presumably they defecate in it as well. Because they've got no respect for baths.
Not in my one. They know it's a good one. It's from West London.
Yours is a good one.
You can't defecate in that. You can't defecate in that. That's from W6.
No, I reckon they're in the tree saying, that's Sean. He's bought a bird bath. Should we go and do one in it? I think that.
Okay, well, oh God, maybe you're right. The dogs are defecating all over my garden because they know it's me. You're right. But what I did is I got an Amazon box and I just shoved it over the bath bomb. Bath bomb, sorry.
What?
Sorry.
Don't let her drink bath bombs.
Bird
bath would be really bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Good note. Safety tip. Well done. No, covered the bird bath in the box so Mildred can't get to it. She's been fine. She's been absolutely fine ever since.
Seriously?
And
Okay.
I googled, dogs drinking rain to make them sick, and it does. So
Okay.
there you go. Any mystery of any
I'm
listeners?
I'm always seeing dogs drinking from puddles though and stuff.
But I think you're on a walk and your dog has a little couple of sips of a puddle is one thing. We
yeah.
basically got a water fountain, a big bowl of water that she would run out to and go to and really get it glug it down her.
Yeah,
oh,
and
no.
that's all the toxins.
I mean,
in the
it
water.
sounds like a stupid question, but has she got water in the house for her? Is there a water bowl down for her?
You don't have to give them water, do you?
But apparently this is what they do like. There must be something she's trying to tell you.
You're joking. They don't need water. Dogs don't need water.
Yeah, that's another thing. I know. There's so much work. It's funny that she prefers it out there.
Loves it. Really loved that rainwater. Absolutely loved it.
But
so there you go.
Since you've stopped doing that, then it's cleared up her
absolutely fine.
Yeah,
not been sick, and poos have been fine, and there you go. I just had absolutely no idea.
Well, it's I think, especially with a bird bath, I think that's more worrying than puddles and stuff, because puddles are, relatively speaking, fresh water. But with a bird bath, I imagine you do get all kinds of stuff in from birds, and it's a kind of cross-species thing that doesn't do anyone any good.
Yeah.
It didn't cause me any problems. That's why I can't believe it.
You're still fine, aren't you? Yeah.
Yeah, it's delicious. Absolutely delicious.
Yeah.
But there you go.
Well done for getting to the bottom of that.
Absolutely. Well done for sorting it out. A little bit of detective work there. How much did you spend on the vet?
Oh, yeah. Well, exactly.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And well, that's why, as the AI, AI knows, that's why I'm now skint.
Yeah. It's all gone on the vet.
It's gone, yeah.
Oh, dear me.
But I'm slightly surprised. I'm slightly surprised that maybe the vets don't have that as a suggestion. I don't know. Because they said, is she a, what's the word for dogs? Just, picking up food everywhere, eating it. Scavenger.
Scavenger.
Is she a scavenger? Yeah, she's a little bit of a scavenger, but not too bad. I'm surprised one of the kind of questions there isn't, do they drink a lot of, is there a pond in your garden?
Have you recently been to the garden centre and bought a bird bath? You'd think, come on, what kind of vet are you? But I like that you're back onto Dr. Google, aren't you? Because you found out from Google that it can cause problems.
Well, it must be something. Yes, but it must be something. There must be something instinctive, no? Myself and Grace have had to go. Do you think maybe it's when she's drinking that water in the bird bath?
Yeah, you just figure it out for yourself, Yeah.
And then to kind of confirm it with Google and go, hey, Googs, do you think it's a problem?
Yeah. Okay. Right.
Googs.
Yeah. Never heard it called that before.
I've started it. I've watched it now. Watch that take off. That'll be in the Oxford Dictionary Word of the Year next year.
Yes.
This year it's been barb or whatever it was. What was it? What was it? What was the Dictionary Word of the Year? But
I can't remember.
Oh, listen to us. Isn't that pathetic?
I know. What was it?
Oh, my God. What was it?
I guarantee we'll remember by the end of the podcast. We'll do that, won't we?
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah. How is Juniper?
Juniper is really well. She's absolutely adorable. We love her to pieces. But we do need to get Simon back on the show quite soon because I'm getting a little bit concerned about her getting reactive towards big dogs.
Oh,
yeah. And I think it stems from a fear, and probably because she hasn't been around loads of big dogs. So I just need to speak to Simon at some point and say, I've only noticed it twice,
right?
But I still think, is that something I need to help Juniper with?
What's she tending to do if she's on a lead and stuff, and she sees a big dog? Will she start growling and barking at it?
No, it's more to do with if they want to come and say hello to her.
Oh yeah,
and then they're sort of in her space, and
they will do, won't they? The big.
Yeah.
Hang on, is that Juniper? Oh my dog! Oh my God!
I know.
Look at that.
Perhaps I need to get her a security guard or something. But I think that they're being a bit friendly, and she's okay for a couple of seconds, and then she'll sort of go to like that. Not.
Right.
I can't do an impression of it, but
Yeah.
it's very mild. But it's almost like she's pretending she's going to bite them to get them to go away. It's that kind of thing.
Well, Dolly does that to any dog that comes near her.
Does she?
Oh yeah, they'll come up and sniff, and then but she'll like I've said before, she will snap at any dog.
Oh wow, okay,
Only
that makes me feel a bit better.
Yeah, she gets worried, and she's just saying, I don't want to play, go away. And the dogs are they kind of okay, right, and they just sort of walk away.
Yeah.
And also, I think that she kind of gives the impression that she could be a bit handy if it came to a fight, which of course she wouldn't be, but she does her kung fu moves and stuff, and then the dogs think, I better back off. This one looks like it knows what it's doing.
Yeah, I think maybe Juniper's the same, and she probably get on quite well with Dolly.
I bet she gets some tips. Yeah, I suppose maybe Simon would say, I don't know, I can't put words in his mouth, but he might say, get her to hang out with some bigger dogs if you know people with big dogs.
Yeah, desensitize her a little bit. Well, I've already arranged the play date with Daisy.
Daisy's
the
a much
Basset.
bigger dog, I imagine.
She's a lot
really
bigger. Yeah, I thought I'd better be proactive with this, and it's winter as well, so you're not really socialising as much in the park and seeing people. And I've watched a few videos about. I mean, dachshunds are sort of known, aren't they, for being quite barky dogs.
Yeah.
Juniper's not that barky. I'm just going to let her out, or open the door, and she'll just have a sniff there for a minute. She's not that barky, but I just don't want her to be scared. I want her to feel confident. And one thing that I've discovered from watching these videos is that you should stand between, although it's difficult when you're, talking to somebody, but you've got to try and stand between.
What did you do? Oh, you watched a video on YouTube to see what the problem, how to deal with this?
How to deal with it, yeah. I looked it up. And there's a really great trainer we follow on Instagram, Southend. I can't remember his name now. But anyway, he's brilliant. He's got like 1 million followers. And he was saying that you've got to get between the dogs so that your dog knows you've got their back, basically.
Yeah.
And you're not leaving them to deal with every situation by them being in front of you.
Sure.
So I thought maybe we'll try that a little bit with Juniper.
Okay, that might be a good tip. But as you say, Simon would, I'm sure, have plenty of good tips on that one. Yeah.
So we'll get him on soon.
Yeah, the other thing with Juniper, she's kind of like she's like a teenager now, really, isn't she?
Yeah, she's 1.5.
Yeah, so she's starting to kind of
throw her weight around.
Yeah, maybe a bit. Yeah, she's kind of getting a bit stroppy with people and or other dogs. What do you want?
She does like to sleep in a lot in the mornings as well.
Oh yeah, well
there you are. Quite lazy.
Leaving her clothes all over the place next. You'll see. That's how it goes.
Vaping.
Oh God.
Yes.
So no vaping in Paris.
Is it?
Oh, that's good.
No vaping. They've not heard that smoking's bad for you. They've just cracked on.
Are they still smoking?
Yeah.
Are they? Okay, yeah.
Everyone's just smoking. No vaping. Wow.
When I went to Kyrgyzstan on that world's most dangerous road trip.
Yeah,
I couldn't. It's quite something when you go inside and the hotel receptionist is smoking. Okay, oh, we've gone back 90 years, have we? Because back in the day, if you look at really old news clips of the news, there'd be a newscaster would be smoking.
Yeah, it's so weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it was cool. It's cool.
That's very cool. It's also not as bad as what a lot of newsreaders do in this day and age.
Yeah, no.
I think.
All right. Well,
smoking's the least of your worries.
I suppose it is. It'd be quite something, wouldn't it, if you turn on the news and Sophie Rayworth was there with a cigarette on the go. That'd be fantastic.
Or one of those massive vapes.
Yeah, maybe she should do it on April the 1st or something, just to see what everyone says. Clive Myrie with a pipe. Anyway.
Today at 10. So, We have voice notes.
Yes, we do. Yeah, we have voice notes. We've got one from Norway, haven't we? Which is which is really lovely to get that. Should we have a listen to that?
Yes, we must.
Bruno and Goodlug in Norway.
Hey, all my dogs. It's Goodleg and Bruno. We live in Norway, but we are a trilingual house, so Bruno understands multiple languages. So Bruno just wanted to say, Happy New Year, Gott nytt år, gledelig nytt år. He speaks English, Norwegian, and Icelandic. He's growling in the background because we're playing while we're trying to make this voice note. Keep up the great work. We love listening to your podcast during our car rides and while we're out walking. Okay, bye.
Wow. That was fantastic.
Brilliant.
Oh, Bruno being very vocal there in Norway.
You're saying turn off that podcast.
Yeah.
I have put in the script the Norwegian. Do you want to give it a crack?
Yes, there's a Norwegian, which I guess means. What is it? Did you know what it means?
This is Happy New Year.
Oh, God nyttår.
Very good, Jack.
Is it? How do you know?
Yeah.
You don't speak Norwegian.
You've obviously been picking up tips from Bjork when you presented some of the pops with her.
Well, that would be Icelandic, which is
that's
really,
there too.
really. I can't even read that. It says dialect nyttår or something.
That's very good, though.
It is good because I did listen
convincing.
I listened online to how you're supposed to pronounce it, and you're getting the end of it really close. I think.
Yeah. Well, I've been there, so you pick up. What you do is you pick up how they speak English and their accents and what they do with it, and you kind of assume that must be how their language goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Gott nyttår. No. Gott nyttår.
I'm not going to give you a Norwegian lesson now. I don't know, but it's good nyttår.
Yeah.
But if you hadn't told me, I'd have thought it said. I would have thought it meant good night. But
so
well
talented,
done.
Jack.
You're learning French, aren't you, Sean? Were you learning French?
I've
Italian.
been learning Italian, but I've also started learning French.
Have you as well? Yeah. Because of your Paris trip.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. When I say started, I mean I've done one lesson. I can't say it. Bonjour. There's nothing. I've got nothing. Sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. I spent quite a lot of time in France. I think I got the accent quite well, and so I could speak French. But when they spoke it back to me, I was never that good at hearing what was being said.
No,
Yes.
it's really hard.
I had quite good vocabulary, and the accent was good. And the problem with that is that French people thought I was French.
Oh wow.
Yes.
But they thought I was obviously just a bit of a thick French person. Because I never understood what they were saying to me.
Yes. You see, you do the thing of putting on the accent, right?
Yeah.
And I try that. That's actually part of it. That's the part of it that I enjoy. Grace refuses.
Right. Well, that's admirable in its own right. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So when we're in Paris, they serve the food. Grace will just go, "Mercy."
Are you sure she wasn't just saying it to you? Just
have mercy.
Yeah. I quite like not making an attempt to do the accent because it can sound a little bit kind of put on. But yes, I think that's how I would do. But I think the French accent is if you can do it. I'm surprised I think you'd be very good at it, Sean, because you're good impressionist. You're good ear for that kind of thing.
Yes, I enjoy it. I know. Yes, I'm trying.
I mean, you can do Irish and Scottish and Geordie accents and all that, can't you?
Yes. So what are you going to do? Make me do?
No. Well, I'm going to put you on the spot. Yeah, give us a little rendition of all your accents. Come on. But the French is the same. It's just that they're French words as well.
Yes. No, exactly. Yeah.
I once had to, for the BBC, I broadcast from Paris, and I had to interview Beyonce. And and I was looking for this.
Beyonce?
I've met her twice. I've interviewed her twice, actually. Once for Austin Powers 3.
Yeah.
And then this was for Pink Panther. And so I think,
The Steve Martin
Yeah,
version.
yeah.
Brilliant.
So I had to find where this place was. It was a university. It was being held up. And I did ask in French where it was, but the reply came in English. So,
that
you sort of...
incenses me.
Yeah.
It incenses me. That
I know à droite, à gauche, I would have understood.
Yeah. To say something in French and then they reply in English is basically one of the rudest things you can do to someone, isn't it? It is. You'd think, well, what they're saying is that your French isn't up to scratch.
It's
so
terrible. Yeah.
I'll handle this if I may. We'll do it in English because your French is not up to it. I find that, and no wonder so few people can speak French now. It's their fault because they won't let us even try.
Yeah, totally.
We went to an Italian restaurant when we were in France, and I attempted to speak Italian and tried to do the whole thing in Italian, and he laughed. He actually laughed. I just went, "Where are you from?"
Well, there you are. Yeah. Oh. It's not fair.
He said you did well with chow.
They all think that they're so good at languages. They're not. They just get more English stuffed down their throat from the moment they're born. By the time they're 6, they can speak fluent Simpsons. They've got it constantly on telly, pop songs. They can't avoid speaking English. They're not clever. They're not. How many French programs did we watch when we were kids? None. Except if you had a supply teacher in.
Oh, God. That's absolutely spot on.
Yeah.
Bonjour to all our French listeners.
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Notwithstanding.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah. Anyway.
Oh. Sorry, just one off the back of that voice note, just quickly, to go back to the dogs and the dog noises. One of my favourite things that Mildred does is when she's kind of resting and half asleep, is if I just give her a gentle squeeze. Give her a gentle squeeze and she goes, and then I just kind of play her like an instrument. You can go like,
I think your homework this week is to record that. I think we need to hear some of that.
Right.
It'd be great.
Consider it done.
Please, yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And any other listeners whose dogs make charming noises when you give them a squeeze. I'd like to hear that. Yeah.
We have another voice note.
Go on.
You're going to love this.
Uh-huh. Let's have a
Happy
listen.
New Year, everyone. This is Mildred's mum here. Just messaging
Oh,
Sarah
no.
quickly to get a couple of things straight for the new
Oh,
year.
no.
So number one is, Sean, you said in the Christmas episode that my birthday is definitely in July.
Well, why don't you do Grace?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
If you remember her birthday, do you know when's her birthday?
Definitely July.
July.
Thank you.
Which I'm going to take exciting news because I'm guessing that means I'll be getting 2 presents this year. One in July, that definitely isn't my birthday, and one for my actual birthday, if you can remember it this year. And secondly, I can't remember where you said this, but there was a story about how I want to get Mildred out of the bed, which I did actually bring up with you because I thought that's got no context to it. You claim that Mildred is more a daddy's girl now, but no. She sleeps between my legs. And if you just heard Wilder, what she requested then, yes, in a minute, darling, then you know that I'm still breastfeeding through the night. And also, I've got Sean snoring in my ear on the other side. So when I said that, I was very, very tired. And you had said that we need to do something about the sleep arrangement. And I said, yes, nobody in the bed anymore. Me alone. Thank you very much.
Sounds like a family at war, really, doesn't it?
I see. Right. Yes. And so it did. Right. Well, this has been flagged. June 23rd.
Yes, well done.
There
That
we
is
go.
right.
Right, okay.
Yeah, that's very embarrassing. I really thought it was July, but it's I've
you're
been
very
corrected.
close.
It's June, and how I remember it, 23 is Michael Jordan's shirt number. So that's now in.
That stays there, but the birthday doesn't stay there. His shirt stays there in your memory.
Oh,
Yeah,
come on.
I don't think you're making it any better for yourself, Sean, you know.
It's her birthday. It's not Michael Jordan's shirt number.
it's-
That's Michael Jordan.
This is the love of your life. You can't compare her to some sports kind of character that you like.
Well, okay, when she brings out a trainer line, well, then we'll have a chat.
Her trainer line, what?
When she's got her own line of shoes,
yeah.
Nike Jordans and 23 on it, and a big silhouette.
Like Grace's.
A great, Nike Grace Airs. Then then we'll have a chat.
Okay. Well, I think you've been.
There we go. Oh, I knew you'd enjoy that, especially Jack.
Yeah, well done. Nicely edited together as well. Well done,
There
Sarah.
we go. So that means that now whenever it's quite good. Actually, it's good that we have this system now, so that I should be corrected. And,
Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think on things like that,
yeah.
Yeah, it's,
And that's great that we have that system.
We did get into a bit of a domestic there, didn't we, slightly?
It's a bit like what's that show on BBC where people they make complaints?
Points of view.
Points of view. It's a bit like we have our very own points of view.
Yeah.
Where Grace gets to hear the wrong things I've said and then report me on our show.
It's going to have its own special podcast of things that we got wrong. Things that Sean and Jack don't know. Well, thank you, Grace, for sending that in and
Yes,
giving us an update on the domestic situation there. When she said that Mildred sleeps between her legs, I find that really uncomfortable.
Oh, yeah.
When we had our dachshunds, when one gets on the duvet in between your legs in bed, that's about the worst place they can be because you can't move. You're pinned down.
Yeah.
You're just pinned down. It's like being under a tarpaulin or something. It's dreadful.
Yeah. Well, do you know what? Actually, since we got back from Paris, I think where Mildred missed me so much.
Yeah.
We've actually 3 nights in a row. This is absolutely ridiculous. 3 nights in a row, we've lied arm in arm. We've fallen asleep holding each other.
Oh.
So she's up to the left of me, and I've got my left arm around her, and then she's got her left arm that goes across me. And that's how we sleep. Absolutely ridiculous. I absolutely love it. And she does this thing where she pushes her paw against my face.
Oh.
Right. And then you get to feel her drifting off to sleep because the resistance becomes weaker and weaker and weaker until the paw just drops down and then she's asleep.
Oh.
It's so wonderful.
Yeah, that's great, isn't it? Oh, it is a lovely thing. I know it depends what kind of breed of dog you've got, partly.
Yes.
Because there's some dogs that are just too big. There's no way you can do that. But it is a very special thing when you have a nap with your dog. It's lovely.
Yes.
Yeah. We had an email here from Martin and Debbie Brunschweiler. I gave that a bit of a German twist to it when I said it, didn't I? Brunschweiler.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that, but it sounds as though that's the origin of it. But Brunschweiler.
Yeah.
And they're from the Isle of Man. It says, hello there, we really enjoy your podcast and hearing about the day-to-day things that crop up when you live with dogs. We used to have a boxer collie cross who ruled our lives for around 15 years when his back leg stopped working due to arthritis. He was fine in every other way, so we looked into getting him some doggy wheels, which he loved, and which gave him an extra 6 months of quality time bombing across the beach and terrorizing his old nemesis, who had written Dylan off when he previously saw him dragging his back legs behind him. I think that's fantastic, don't you? That they get this extra. It must have been great for the other dog on the beach to sort of see Dylan coming towards him. Think, he's come back as a car. I wish I'd been nicer to him now. Oh, and then they said, incidentally, I wondered if Jack remembers driving around the Isle of Man in our beer bottle-shaped car with Hattie Hayridge after doing a gig in our pub in the early 90s.
Wow.
I actually do remember that. And they said the car is still running 30 years later. Hattie Hayridge. Do you know Hattie? Do you know her?
I think.
Yeah. I don't think she does gigs.
Red Dwarf?
Yeah, she was in Red
Yeah.
Dwarf.
Oh, so no, she's lovely. She's really lovely. I know her to say hello to.
Yes, and we went and did a gig in the Isle of Man. It was 30 years ago. And they said that the next day, do you borrow the car to drive around the island? So I said, yeah, I'd love to. And then we went out in the car. Was this huge, great bottle on wheels. Oh, there's a picture of it. Yes.
What?
Yeah, there it is. I know. Look at that.
You drove that?
Yes. I thought,
oh my God!
because it had the name of the pub written on the side of it. I thought they were being nice to me. In fact, I was just doing their advertising for them for the day. Martin and Debbie, very, very cunning couple of pub owners. I wonder if they still got the pub.
And
Or
that's
the club, for
Dylan.
that matter.
Dylan.
It's Dylan with his wheels on him. Brilliant. Yeah, look at that. Half dog, half Ferrari. That's great. Oh, that's nice to
very
hear from
sweet.
Martin and Debbie, though. That's very nice to hear that. Yeah.
That's lovely. Now Jack has that car, but it's a bottle of whiskey.
Yeah.
Driving around London.
Yeah.
With Jack Daniels.
Yeah, the car got breathalyzed.
Can we say happy birthday to Laura as well? Can
Oh,
we slot
sorry.
that in? Yeah.
I missed that. Oh, yes, happy birthday to Laura from Northumberland, who her husband Andy says is a dog walker and huge fan of the podcast, from Andy, Oliver, Pippa and their Chihuahua, Bew Baggins.
Bobo Baggins.
Bobo Baggins.
Bobo Baggins, yeah. That's like, happy birthday, Laura.
Yes.
That's great. I always slightly wonder about people saying, can you say... I understand you get it from the podcast. It's nice if Laura's going to listen to that and I'll be surprised. That's nice. But I always used to get annoyed on the radio, when they're talking... And they said, can you say hello to everyone I work with? You said, well, I always thought, well, you say hello to them. You're there. It's your tea break.
There we go.
Anyway.
Why Jack's not hosting Radio 2, his own Radio 2 show.
You say hello to them. I think I'm not a Telegram boy. Well, that was a start to the new year, wasn't it?
Lovely catching up. Glad that you're sorting out things with Dolly and her nails.
I hope to have some news later on. When we speak again, see how we go on with that, and I'm glad Mildred's better, and we'll work on the Juniper aggression issues. I don't think it's quite that. I don't want to give it a title yet.
It sounds all right. It sounds all right. It doesn't sound like
too
much
much
of a
she's
problem.
more just a people dog.
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
person
yeah.
dog,
It sounds it. It sounds it. And I don't think it does them any harm to show their teeth occasionally, just because you don't want to get, especially smaller dogs, they don't want to get pushed around by big dogs. So it's better if they just say, "Yeah, watch it," not gonna, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for listening to Oh My Dog. It's lovely to be back. And while we ease ourselves back into the new year, don't forget you can not only listen to our Christmas and New Year Oh My Dog specials, you can watch them on YouTube. As I said earlier.
When you said thank you for listening, I nearly said that's okay. I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't realise you were rounding it up. It's all right, Sean. I'll always listen to you. You're okay.
It's part of the job.
And please go and subscribe to our channel at OMD Pod, and do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com, and find us on Instagram at OMD Pod. Find loads of extra content, videos there, and pictures, and you can send us your voice notes.
Yes, and don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.